Hi everyone, this is Nadia. I am an occult specialist that uses spiritual intelligence to empower entrepreneurs into healthy, empowered money story to live a balanced life. Today's topic, I want to be covering entrepreneurship and healthy eating. So this is not a request topic, believe it or not, but this is a topic that I have covered with almost near enough everyone that runs a business. So if you ever remember me speaking about health and beauty and food, yeah, we good. Okay, so healthy eating is super underrated in society. Okay, so healthy eating for me at least is a really important form of self-respect. So when we're children, and I'll tie it and seed it into business and I'll explain what I mean. We're children, we get treats, right? And treats are never like fruit or yogurt or healthy things. No, it's the sweeties. It's, oh my God, we have ice cream, we'll have chocolate, we'll have cookies, we'll have candy, we'll have sweeties. I'm just thinking like, we'll have like a tall ice creams like sundae. There's kind of things like a fudge bowl. Everything sweet is what comes to mind. So what happens is that because most people are born in unconscious families where the parents just like shove anything on them, because the parents have also come from a background where maybe I want to say there's a socioeconomic factor to this as well, and I'll try and cover this in this video. So whatever traditionally you've grown up eating is what you think is right. It might be unhealthy, it might be fattening, it might be all kinds of things, but you think it's right. Okay, so with business, it's very important that your mind is clear, your spirit is clear, your body is clear, you radiate health, you radiate vitality, because there is just so much to do in a day when you run a business. It's so overwhelming to even try and get half an hour or an hour to yourself. So having the energy and sort of like the feel for life or the juice inside you is very important when it comes to food. So healthy eating to me is a person that is conscious and they are mindful of what they are consuming. This is not a video that's gonna bash anyone who doesn't eat something or who does eat something. We all have a concept of what it is to feed ourselves healthily. For most average people, the concept of eating healthy is too expensive, it's too laborious, it's too tiresome, it's too cumbersome. I don't want to do it. It tastes boring. Okay, so there is this really cool business group that sometimes I drop into like at the end of every month. It's local, it's like 10 minutes away from me, and the lady has like such a gorgeous house, and she makes like really healthy food from scratch. So there was another woman who had come to the table and we were all putting our share, and she said, oh, you're like the first person whose healthy food tastes good, right? So it's not so much that healthy food tastes boring, it's the fact that when you are low vibrational in energy, you will prefer nasty, trashy, dirty and greasy food. You'll be after your fast food, you'll be going for soda and things like that. It's stuff that's not healthy for you, but because you're in such low vibrational energy, eating healthy won't even, I guess, correspond with you. For a long time I was that way, so no shade for anybody. And eating healthy was such an effort. It was just like, ugh, it's such a drag, it's so boring. And in society, if you don't eat what the average person eats, people think you're weird. For instance, people are often extremely surprised to know that I don't consume any red meat. I don't consume coffee, I don't consume liquor, so no alcohol. I don't consume cow's milk. I choose plant-based milk like almond milk, or I don't like soya either. And I'm very slow on wheat because I used to have celiac, so I still don't want to be touching all that much of it. And there's just a lot of things that I don't consume. When I tell that to a normal person, they look at me like I have 3 heads. Like, oh, your life must be really boring. I wonder what you eat. I eat some really fun stuff. I got really creative with cooking. I taught myself so much. And in essence, I started to eat the rainbow, so to speak, as one of my spirits would call it, and really honor and value my body. And I have a little test that I do for myself. So, and I don't eat eggs either, by the way. I used to like eating them, but I gave myself so many aura cleanses that you can find in the link below. It's on our site. That what happens is that food has a vibration. I didn't quite know that till I started cleaning my aura, and I couldn't stand to be around some food. I was like, ew. I was like, this is even worse than being a pregnant woman. It's like, I know it's bad for pregnant ladies, but my goodness, I used to go, like, there's this cafe up the road from me, and they used to be like doing like breakfast in the morning, and I used to have to cross the street and go the other side. It was that bad, and my energy was super luminous and clean, where if I tried to take any food that was food has a vibration. I can't give you the hertz of what it's vibrating at because I don't know. But what I will tell you is a high vibrational energy, the food is light, the food is clean, it's not stodgy, it's not heavy, it's not gonna weigh you down. For instance, people's taste buds, I always say that, are either accustomed to eating healthy or eating trash. There are foods I used to eat that now I look at them and I'm like, oh, what was I thinking eating that? You know, it's just incomprehensible to me. A lot of my diet is like lean protein, fruit, juice, smoothies, that type of stuff, rice, and it's very, very lean. And for spiritual and occult type of work, we have to eat clean. We don't have choices, because low vibrational energy and low vibration that comes from low vibrational food blocks psychic ability, blocks spiritual sensitivity. So for entrepreneurship, there are many people that don't realize that when they go into business, you can't eat like you're sitting and having a pack of crisps or chips for the Americans. You can't just like, oh, I had a Fanta, I had a 7-Up, I had a Coke. You can't be stringing your life. You have to be very stringent in what you eat, and you have to nourish yourself, and you have to love yourself. Lots of people look at their life, their entire life is like a trash bin, where they always complain, I'm depressed, I don't have energy, I'm low, I have anxiety, and then you're like, okay, you know what, take me to your fridge. We know the answer, because as soon as you open the fridge, you're like, you know what, just close it. Let's just throw everything out of your fridge and let's start again. I think I should be one of those people that goes to like people's houses and be like, you know what, let's just start again. Let's start at a more intelligent level. One of the biggest guilty pleasures, like I've personally always struggled with, is sugar. I love sweet food, so I started replacing sugar with honey, like in tea and things like that. Like if I drink green tea, which I absolutely love, there is no honey, no sugar, no nothing. I'll just drink it neat. However, if there is maybe if I make myself a bowl of muesli in the morning and I chop veggies, I chop fruit, so like I throw in some berries and I chop a banana and I'll throw in some honey, mix it, and then eat. For too many people, eating is not mindful. Eating is not something you pay attention to. Eating is just like, oh, I'm just hungry, let me just eat whatever it is to fill up whatever void is inside me. Because food does not judge, unlike most people, lots of women go through this. Now, I obviously can't speak from a man's perspective. I would love to hear men's comments on this. But with a lot of women, they ache. You have the, I call it the sacred ache. You ache for love, you ache for fulfilling loving sex, you ache for real friends, you ache for something real in your life, but it's usually around those areas. So what happens is that, you know, women are up at 2 o'clock in the morning constantly eating. It's slightly different if you do my type of work, where you're going to be hungry most of the time because of the energy required to channel and give information and to do everything. It makes you very hungry. And also with my type of work, if I don't eat, I can become very dizzy and lose consciousness pretty quickly. So that's important. And I think we always have to ask ourselves with food, especially in entrepreneurship, when you are raising something from the ground up, when you're maintaining it, what is going into my body every day? Have I been mindful and drank water? So I want to thank again Brad for T-Bird Soaring. This is just one of like the best mugs you ever sent me as a gift. Thank you so much, and I'm so grateful for it. So always drinking electrical money water, which is fun. Okay. a lot of people don't drink water, okay? So that also comes under healthy eating. So people, I know that they don't give themselves space and time to really enjoy themselves, right? So it's very much along the lines of everything is rushed. This is my second coffee of the morning. Whereas if you just stopped and you know, ingested clean water, or you squeezed lemon inside it, lemon, cayenne pepper is amazing, you will see the change on your face. I can typically tell how well somebody eats or doesn't eat based on their face, because when somebody is drinking too much, like English breakfast tea in this country, everybody seems obsessed with it. I drink it from time to time. What happens is that the cow's milk, or the dairy inside it, the hormones is going to age your face quickly. People don't drink water because apparently it's boring and we need flavor to it. It's like water's not supposed to be exciting, okay? It's not like, oh my goodness, it's like an amusement park, like I just can't wait to go on that ride, okay? But water is so necessary. Like personally, for me at least, I drink 10 mugs or more a day, like well over a liter, because the human body is 70% water, and you need to nourish and replenish yourself all the time. And being mindful is important, because if you're just mindlessly consuming things like fast food, which is ill, just ill, that's it, just ill, fried food, which can also end up igniting things like inflammation, heartburn, hernia, that type of thing. So you really have to stay away from it. I personally can't stand fried food. I very rarely will eat fries. Things like fried chicken, burgers, no, I just don't eat that stuff. And you will see a massive change, especially when you run your business and you are, if you're hungry and you're snacking and maybe you're doing something online, try and find things like nuts like cashew nuts, pistachios, Brazil nuts, hazelnuts. Try and find like these pick and mix like raisins, sultanas, goji berries are huge. When I used to model well over a decade ago, I used to love drinking water and goji berries. Like goji berries just used to make my face shine. So that's like one of the biggest things that a person can use for vitality. And vitality really comes from living healthy. So lots of people, if you want to gauge someone's health, look at their hair, basically. I would say the hair is a very key factor in sort of giving a very clear picture of, are they healthy, are they not? Because it takes a while for hair to be thick, long and strong, or even if it's not long, such as myself, although I had it cut and I'm just so excited that my hairdresser opened and I had it cut, on a side note. It should have thickness, it should have volume, and if it doesn't, you know, there is obviously something medically that's off, or something else needs to be done, because thinning hair is obviously a sign of weakened health. And when your immune system is strong and you are consuming vitamin C or vitamin, I'm gonna say that for all the Americans, because Spartanite Veronica keeps laughing that I say vitamins instead of vitamins, so sorry about that. You know, you consume things that make you glow, and when you have so much on your plate in a company, you're doing this, you're doing this, you're doing this, you can't rely on artificial things such as, I want to say cocaine is the first thing that comes to mind, but I'll start with that. Cocaine, energy drinks, coffee. It's very tempting for so many people to do that because they're mindless. They're just so focused on getting whatever is done that they don't even take time out and say, oof, I've been so busy, wow, okay, and maybe it's a late lunch today, maybe it's 4 p.m. and I just haven't had anything, let me take a quick break, half an hour, let me go get myself a fresh juice, a smoothie, and let me eat something that's healthy. There are many cleansers that would be good to do, like parasite cleansers, especially if you consume meat, that's very important. And by meat I mean all type, red meat, chicken, fish, like non-vegetarian food is what I would say. Do it at least a couple of months. Heavy metal cleansers, because of all the chemtrails that they're spraying in the air and all the nanites. So obviously we can't stop ourselves breathing, but what we can do is be as immune and be as aware of what's going on. When your health is in good shape, it's easy to run a business, it's easy to show up for your clients, it's easy to show up for the person you're with, it's easy to show up for your friends, it's easy to show up generally, as opposed to, you know, you go in and, you know, your skin looks dead, your hair looks dead, your teeth look dead, just everything, your nails look dead, everything is just dead. And irrespective of no matter how much makeup you've used, if you're a woman, or, you know, It's crazy, even guys have shit out these days. Like, I saw a whole makeup line for men. This is just, it's nonsense. It's like, no, stop feminizing men, just leave them masculine, okay? And that's what I find with so many people who like even run very successful businesses. When you really, really dig and you find out, it's like they're not eating healthy. If you're not eating healthy, you can't have healthy mental health. It's just common sense. You're always going to be like, oh, I'm tired. You always have some sort of problem that's going on. I'm tired, I'm depressed, I'm weak, I'm stuck, I don't know what to do. Change your diet. It's as simple as that. Change what goes inside your body. There are some times, like for a full week, I won't consume chicken, I won't consume fish. I'll even slow down on things like cheese. So it's almost close to a vegan diet, but I'm not vegan and I'm not vegetarian. And what it is it just cleans your body out. Things like, I highly recommend like green juice. Huge fan of like things like kale, although like it just tastes really weird, but bear with me. So you have like juice like kale, celery, broccoli. Sometimes I get like sticks of celery from the supermarket, and they're quite big, so I try and chop them into bite-sized pieces, and I just eat the celery as well. And it has a really like weird taste. It's really bland, that's the thing. But I've trained myself to say it doesn't matter what it tastes like, as long as it honors and respects my body. And it, you know, eating healthy, it's a big part of self-care basically. And you can't say that you look after yourself and you're doing all these like, oh, I do a facial, I put a face mask, because a lot of people have this how do I put this? They've got this idea that self-care, they think self-care equals face mask. It's like, it's a lot more in life than just that, of course. But when someone's eating well, they're gonna look healthy, they're gonna have energy, and more than anything, not just energy, they're gonna have stamina. They're not gonna get tired quickly. Sometimes you can go walking with somebody for 15 minutes, they're exhausted. Half an hour, they're exhausted. Oh, I'm tired, I need to sit down. Look, there's nothing wrong, but you obviously, your aura needs to be cleaned, your chakras need to be cleaned, so your energy body needs to be cleaned. When your energy body is light, you're not going to be eating low vibe food. Low vibe food, I'm going to go back again, where you're having like heavy meats such as like barbecued meats and things like that. I'm not saying you can't eat that. Do it maybe once in a while if you do consume meat. Like I said, fast food, fried food, all the sweet foods, all the cakes, the cookies, the biscuits, the whatever you want to call it. That's just all low vibe food. That's low vibe. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Dairy to a large degree can be low vibration as well, so if you wish to consume it, consume, but try and keep the quantity as less as possible. So when you vibrate on high frequency, when you are in alignment with a specific vibration, you will generally, I feel weird if I don't consume fruit in a day. I'm sitting with my fruit basket as always, like it's just always on my table and it's with me here. And I have 3 pomegranates, I have a bunch of bananas, I have kiwi fruit, I have oranges, I have different things. Like I really like raspberries, I like all different types of fruit. I'm not really a fan of apples. They just seem, I'll eat them, they seem like quite a boring fruit. Like I just love mangoes. I love exotic fruit as much as possible, like pawpaws, papayas, like a lower chakra fruit as I call it, like the colors like red, yellow, orange, like those fun colors. So fruit is a major thing because it supplies us with so much water. I also want to talk about water as well, that in the US, I would very much recommend for all American viewers, please invest in Kangen water, or please invest in things like alkaline water, whereas it's reverse osmosis water, which, you know, can be done with black Hawaiian sea salt, and I'll probably talk about it in another video, but it's a really cool recipe that some of you guys who are my clients, you already have the recipe. If you are my client and you don't have the recipe, please reach out to me, and even if you're not, I guess I'm more than happy to share it with you. I have used it, and wow, my skin was like pop, basically. Like it made my skin pop. It was amazing. Also, eating healthy is in alignment with working out. So I am a huge aficionado of hot yoga, as some of you know, and I remember getting into it for a few weeks, and somebody stopped me on the street and was like, "Oh wow, congratulations! When are you due?" Like she thought I was pregnant, and I was like, oh my god, have I gained? I'm supposed to be losing weight. Have I gained weight? And I said, madam, I didn't realize I was supposed to be gaining weight with hot yoga. I thought I was slimmer. And she's like, no, you look really good. She's like, oh no, it's not your weight. You just look so happy and luminous, and you know, my chakras were literally on fire. I was glowing, I looked good. So that's sweating out all the toxins that we're sprayed with as well. And you can't do that with low vibrational food. You can't do that because the low vibrational food is the toxin. That's the thing. So you look there's some kids, I go to the park and bless them, their entire body is just nothing. When I look at them, like, what are their parents feeding them? It's terrible. And these huge plastic bottles of like soda, Coke, Fanta, just in soda there is something called aspartame. So yeah, it's just nasty. Aspartame is bacteria shit. There's just no other nice and polite way for me to put it. And what happens is that when you consume aspartame, it rots the cells of your brain, which is exactly why you see a lot of people suffer from things like, and I call it a disease. If you have low IQ and you're dumb and you only know how to run the copy machines in life, you got problems. And it's traditionally from what people are eating. They have extremely unhealthy unhealthy diet. And when you run a business, and maybe I'll even go as far as saying in a general slant, if you don't eat healthy and you don't make time to eat healthy, you know, you're making way for disease in your body. So it's very, very important to eat luminous, eat clean, juice, try and make it as clean as possible, water, drink as much water as possible. Water is intelligent, you know. There's books out there that talk about the intelligence of water, and people think you're nuts, but I think is it Dr. Miyoto? I can't remember the actual book, but actually, you know, a lot of people have done this experiment where they talk to water, and over 21 days, you know, the color of water brightens up or the color of water dulls. Or you can, I guess, I'm gonna give an example of Brad's mug that he gifted me, and there's a huge dollar sign, and every time I'm drinking, I call it the money water, so to speak. It's just like my favorite mug. I just carry it around the house with everything. And it may seem like I'm just drinking water, but when I drink water from this mug, it feels sweet. It feels like I'm juiced up with money energy, which can sound bizarre, but it's true, because whatever you label money as. So one of my friends actually did this process, and he called me and told me. So he got this water bottle, like a really cool glass water bottle, and we ran through an exercise, and I was like, you know what? Put all the fun stuff on it, like money, love, masculinity, power, dominance, valor. We did all the man stuff. And like in 1 month, he was like, oh my goodness, I feel amazing, because the water was literally going inside him. It was replenishing him. He felt amazing. And I think there's so many small things that we can just do in a day-to-day basis when you run a business, to remind yourself that I do love myself, I do value myself, and I'm eating clean and I'm eating well. It's not about eating like a bird or picking at things. You can have substantial food. You can have like, traditionally in our cultures, you know, people love eating meat. People love eating chicken. So I'll have like a full chicken kebab, and I'll have like, I'll cook rice with it, and I'll just like, it's nice. It's tasty food, basically. It's filled with sweet and spice, basically. And it's not just heavy, but it's nutritious and it's filling. And it's something where I honor myself and say, you know what, I'm deserving of a healthy meal. And I want to treat myself well. I don't just want to be like, well, I grabbed something on the go because I was busy and I didn't have enough time. Sometimes that happens, we don't have enough time, and that's okay. But even when you maybe go to the supermarket, or when you go to the local bakery up the road, try and find things that, you know, can give you the right food. Like, when I was younger, I first started modeling. One of the best things, like I said, I used to consume water and goji berries, aloe vera, like pure aloe vera. They sell it like health food shops. Like I have a Holland and Barrett up the road, and there are other food shops like in my local area that are not like chain, they're like independent shops, and they're like huge bottles of aloe vera. So if you want glowing clear skin really quick, just drop low vibrational food and drink out of it, and you'll see a lot of change. And what it is, you'll be filled with energy. You won't be sluggish, you won't be tired. People will be like, you're like the Energizer Bunny. Somebody once said that to me, what's going on with you? And I just said, I eat well, I eat the right thing, and I honor and I listen to my body. If I'm hungry, I will eat, even if it's a small amount. Like last night, I was super hungry. Before I went to sleep, I had chopped up some mango, so I had a little bit of it, and then I went to bed and it was super light. So I don't recommend people to eat and go to sleep straight back to back, but I was so tired and I was so hungry that I was like, both are gonna have to happen, because if I try and sleep on an empty stomach without anything and it's water, I'm just gonna wake up with a headache and a stomachache, and I'm not gonna be well for the next day. So remember, in entrepreneurship, it's not just about showing up for people, it's showing up with health, with radiance, with vitality, with happiness, and with luminosity and radiance. Somebody should have radiance when they look at you, like, wow. You know, and radiance is, I'm going to sort of conclude this on a side note, that it's not only about what you eat, it's the thoughts you have inside. If somebody is bitter and hateful and jealous and prideful and envious, it's going to age them quicker, right? If they have luminous, light-based thoughts, they have love, forgiveness, compassion, strength, it will keep them younger quicker. That's not to say that you're not supposed to be feeling heavier emotions, because things like anger, rage, vengeance, those kind of things, they're very important in society. I will do a separate video on them, but it's necessary to use that as fuel to get to the next stage and not get trapped in those energies, okay? So I would love to hear what you personally eat to keep yourself healthy, and if there are any questions and anybody wants the alkaline recipe, I might just post it in the link below, but if not, you guys can hit me up and I'm happy to give it to you, right? Thanks so much for watching, and I would want you to like, comment, share, subscribe, and also don't just share it on your social media channels, share it with your friends, share it with your family, people who you know that can benefit from healthy eating, but like, oh yeah, it's boring and yuck, it tastes nasty. No, you know what it is. Just in conclusion, eating healthy does not taste nasty. You are so used to the wrong food, and your taste buds are so used to processed food, which is salt, sugar, all these colorings, this nasty stuff inside it, that when you eat proper food, I remember watching this show, and there was a personal trainer and he helped him get everything ready, and when he cooked real food for this guy and the guy ate it, he ran outside and he threw up. That's how toxic his body was, and that's how heavy and low vibration his energy was, that his body was rejecting the right food. So it took him a long time for his taste buds to adjust and go towards the right thing and leave the wrong things away, right? Well, and I also want to say to everybody watching this that socioeconomically as well, you don't have to be having hundreds of thousands and millions to afford the right food. If you make a choice that irrespective of whatever socioeconomic status you're at, if you want to honor and respect your body, there are always ways to be able to do that, and putting yourself in good habits helps you increase, flourish, and expand your business. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. I hope you have a good day ahead. Bye.